Hi, I'm Sophie.
And I'm Zach. Welcome back to class. For today's topic is friendship for General English B1+.
მოგესალმებით, კეთილი იყოს თქვენი დაბრუნება ჩვენს ტელესკოლაში. დღევანდელი ჩვენი საუბრის თემა იქნება მეგობრობა. თქვენ უყურებთ ზოგად ინგლისურს დონე B1+.
For today's agenda, we have, of course, the vocabulary. Then we move right along to the reading comprehension. And right in the middle, we have the grammar. And then lastly, we have the summary and our favorite part, homework.
ვიდრე უშუალოდ გაკვეთილზე გადავიდოდეთ, როგორც ყოველთვის, მოდი ერთად გადავხედოთ დღევანდელი ჩვენი გაკვეთილის გეგმას. დღევანდელი დღე დაიწყება ლექსიკის შესწავლით, ამის შემდეგ გვექნება კითხვით სავარჯიშოები, შემდეგ გადავალთ გრამატიკაზე, შემდეგ შევაჯამებთ გაკვეთილს და ამის შემდეგ კი გვექნება საშინაო დავალება.
So, Sophie, do you have many friends? What are they like?
Well, yeah, I have many friends and they are all very different from each other. They all love literature though, and they love theater, and we often go there, and they are very funny and they are very smart at the same time, and you can discuss different topics with them. They all have different professions, so some of the people like doing history, some of them are linguists, so it's always interesting to be around them.
Oh, fantastic.
And what about you? Do you have many friends?
I do, and they're all very fun and happy and nice, and they all like to do the same things I like to do, and we like to go travel and all that kind of
Right.
stuff.
Are they from Georgia, or are you talking about your American friends?
Oh, both. Both of them are fantastic.
Good to hear that.
Now let's move on to the vocabulary section, and you can see our new vocabulary words.
ახლა კი მოდით ერთად გადავიდეთ ლექსიკის შესწავლაზე. თქვენს წინაშე არის ის ახალი სიტყვები, რომლებსაც ერთად შევისწავლით ამ გაკვეთილზე.
So our first word is patient, and it is an adjective, and it means when you can wait for a long time and wait for what you want.
Patient in Georgian means მომთმენი, and a patient is a very important characteristic. Patient, მომთმენი, patient, მომთმენი, patient, მომთმენი.
And next we have kind, which is an adjective, and it means when you are nice and genuine and you care about people.
So a kind is also a very positive word, and it means კეთილი in Georgian. Kind, კეთილი, kind, კეთილი, kind, კეთილი.
And next we have honest, which is an adjective, and it means when you tell the truth and you are a genuine person in telling people what they need to hear.
So honest is also a very important characteristic, and a good friend must be an honest, I would say. Honest in Georgian means პატიოსანი. Honest, პატიოსანი, honest, პატიოსანი, honest, პატიოსანი.
And next we have loyal, which is an adjective, and loyal means when you will never let your friend down, or you will always be by their side helping them.
Very true. Loyal is another great characteristic for a good friend. It's an adjective, as Zach said, and in Georgian it means ერთგული. Loyal, ერთგული, loyal, ერთგული, loyal, ერთგული.
And next we have supportive, which is an adjective, and it means that you will always help someone, or you help them with their work or with anything else like that.
Supportive in Georgian means მხარდამჭერი, ემოციურად ან მორალურად. Supportive, მხარდამჭერი, ემოციურად ან მორალურად. Supportive, მხარდამჭერი, ემოციურად ან მორალურად. Supportive, მხარდამჭერი, ემოციურად ან მორალურად.
And next we have selfless, which is an adjective. And selfless means when you do anything for someone else and you don't think about yourself, you just want to help other people.
Selfless is an opposite of selfish. Selfless in Georgian means უანგარო ან არა ეგოისტი. Selfless, უანგარო ან არა ეგოისტი. Selfless, უანგარო ან არა ეგოისტი. Selfless, უანგარო ან არა ეგოისტი.
And our last word for this is forgiving, and it's an adjective, and forgiving means when you will not be angry at someone if someone does something wrong to you, then you will be okay with it.
Forgiving in Georgian means მიმტევებელი. Forgiving მიმტევებელი. Forgiving მიმტევებელი. Forgiving მიმტევებელი.
Now let's move on to our vocabulary activity and match the description with the correct word.
ახლა კი მოდით გადავიდეთ ლექსიკის სავარჯიშოზე. თქვენს წინაშე მოცემულია სიტყვები და განმარტებები. ჩვენ ერთად უნდა შევუსაბამოთ მოცემულ სიტყვებს, მოცემული განმარტებები.
So, Sophie, caring about other people's needs and problems more than your own. Which could that be?
So I think that we said that this word has also an antonym, the opposite, which was selfish. So I think the right word should be selfless. Selfless is when you are caring about other people's needs and the problems more than your own.
Exactly right.
And our next sentence is willing to support, work for, or be friend to someone, even in difficult times.
I think I know. It should be loyal, because you always stand by your friend's side.
And you are absolutely right. The right word is loyal.
So, Sophie, someone able to wait for a long time or deal with a difficult situation without becoming angry or upset?
So I think for this one, we had patient. Patient is when you can wait for a long time for something and you are able to deal with the difficult situations without becoming angry or upset.
Yeah, totally right.
And our next sentence is willing to forget bad feelings towards someone who has offended or harmed you.
Oh, I know. It's forgiving. And forgiving is a very good trait to have.
Definitely. If you are a good friend, you are definitely forgiving. So forgiving is the right answer.
And then next we have showing agreement and giving encouragement. What could that be?
So I think that the key word here is encouragement. If you are encouraging someone to do something, you are definitely supportive. Supportive is the right word for this definition.
So, Sophie, a person who does not tell lies or cheat people, what do you think that could be?
Well, I think this sentence should mean a person who is honest. Honest is a person who does not tell lies and who does not cheat people. And very last sentence now, and the answer is quite obvious, but we are still going to read the definition for you. Generous, helpful, and thinking about other people's feelings. What do you think, Zach? Which one would be this word?
Oh, it should be kind.
Obviously. And the kind is the right answer.
Now let's go to our next set of vocabulary words.
ახლა კი გადავიდეთ ლექსიკის მეორე ნაწილზე.
So, our first word is shift, and it is a verb. And shift is when you change your way of thinking or your perspective on something.
Shift in Georgian means შეცვლა. Shift, შეცვლა. Shift, შეცვლა. Shift, შეცვლა.
And next, our word is contradictory. And it is an adjective, and it is when someone says something and then they do the complete opposite.
Contradictory in Georgian means წინააღმდეგობრივი. Contradictory, წინააღმდეგობრივი. Contradictory, წინააღმდეგობრივი. Contradictory, წინააღმდეგობრივი.
And next we have strain, which is a noun. And strain is when you put pressure on something and it makes something more difficult to do.
Strain in Georgian means დატვირთვა. Strain, დატვირთვა. Strain, დატვირთვა. Strain, დატვირთვა.
And next we have schedule, which is a noun. And a schedule is when you plan something on a piece of paper and you have specific times for it.
Very true, and it can also be related to the train station schedule, for example, or a program schedule.
Yeah.
Schedule in Georgian means ცხრილი ან განრიგი. Schedule, ცხრილი ან განრიგი. Schedule, ცხრილი ან განრიგი. Schedule, ცხრილი ან განრიგი.
And next we have sufficient, which is an adjective, and sufficient means just enough.
Sufficient in Georgian means საკმარისი. Sufficient, საკმარისი. Sufficient, საკმარისი. Sufficient, საკმარისი.
And our next word is bond, and it's a noun, and bond is when there is a special connection with someone or something.
for example, friends.
Or friends.
Yes.
Exactly, with friendships.
Bond in Georgian means kavshiri. Bond, kavshiri. Bond, kavshiri. Bond, kavshiri.
And our next word is make an effort, and it is an expression, and it means when you try to do something.
Make an effort in Georgian means mtsdeloba. Make an effort, mtsdeloba. Make an effort, mtsdeloba. Make an effort, mtsdeloba.
And our last word is perspective, and it is a noun, and perspective is how you see things.
Perspective in Georgian sounds exactly the same like in English. Perspectiva. Perspective, perspectiva, perspective, perspectiva, perspective, perspectiva.
Now let's go on to our reading activity.
ახლა კი მოდით გადავიდეთ წაკითხულის გააზრებაზე.
So Sophie, what do you think? Why do people sometimes lose contact with their friends? Has it ever happened to you?
Well, of course, and I think that this has happened to everyone. And there are different reasons why people stop being friends. First of all, it can be the reason that they move and their values change and their viewpoints change and people don't get on well with each other anymore. Or they grow up. That can be the reason as well. A busy lifestyle can be the reason as well. I think the text that we are going to read now is just about this subject.
I think you're totally right. Great.
Change. One big reason why people stop being friends is the fact that as humans we are always changing. It does not matter you are 14 or 41, our interests, values, beliefs form and change all the time. During periods of high change, friendships can be put under major strain as individuals' ideas, hobbies, habits, and the likes can shift from being similar to contradictory. Of course, change does not always mean you will lose your friends. Some friends become even closer through change, but some just grow apart. It is important during periods of change to be aware that some people will not like you being slightly different. If you are not being accepted and respected, after some time and no discussions seem to solve the issues, it may be best to go your separate ways, as there will be plenty of others who will accept the new you.
Moving. Another reason your relationships might get affected is changing your place of living, or moving to live in a different country or a city for a long time might be the reason why people grow apart. However, strong bonds with friends might remain. Even if communication is reduced, calls and text messages are not that frequent anymore. True, loyal friendships will stand the test of time. If you find that your friends are angry that you left and they don't want to make an effort while you are away, they are not worth your time. These friends are too selfish to be able to put their own feelings away to see it from your perspective.
Busy lives. One more reason why friendships stop is being busy. Just remember, there will always be times when you are super busy and times when you are super not. When you make new friends, you might find that you have sufficient free time, you are able to hang out and stay in touch regularly. But when you go through busy periods, finding time to hang out or even call some friends becomes increasingly difficult, which is made worse by differing schedules. This lack of free time might cause to lose touch with your friends.
So now let's go on to our reading activity and answer the questions based on the text.
ახლა კი მოდით გადავიდეთ კითხვის დავალებაზე. თქვენს წინაშე მოცემულია კითხვები, რომლებსაც ერთად უნდა ვუპასუხოთ ტექსტზე დაყრდნობით.
So Sophie, number 1, what are the reasons why people stop being friends?
Well, there are many reasons, but we have mentioned 3. Changing, moving, and having busy life. So, Zach, does changing always mean you will lose friends?
Well, some friends become even closer through change, but some just grow apart.
Very true, unfortunately.
Yes. And then number 3, why do people lose contact when they move to live in a different city. What do you think?
Well, the major reason, as we read in the text, is because people reduce communication. And therefore, as we read, even if communication is reduced, calls and text messages are not that frequent anymore. True loyal friendships will stand the test of time. But the major reason is because the communication is reduced.
Exactly. And then, why is it difficult to hang out with friends sometimes?
Probably because of the busy lives that we all have.
I think so too. So now let's go on to the grammar section, and we will discuss past perfect.
ახლა კი გადავიდეთ გრამატიკაზე. დღევანდელი გრამატიკა შეეხება წარსულ სრულ დროს.
We use past perfect for the action which happened before another past action or before a stated time in the past. For example, they had already met each other by 7 p.m.
წარსული სრული დრო გამოიყენება ისეთი მოქმედებების გამოსახატავად, რომელიც მოხდა წარსულ დროში მომხდარი სხვა მოქმედებების წინ, ან რომელიც მოხდა წარსულ დროში მითითებულ დრომდე. მაგალითად, they had already met each other by 7 p.m.
We use past perfect for the action which finished in the past and whose result was visible in the past. For example, Anna had broken her hand in an accident, so she had to stay home for 3 weeks.
წარსული სრული დრო გამოიყენება ისეთი მოქმედებებისთვის, რომლებიც დასრულდნენ წარსულ დროში და რომელთა შედეგიც გამოჩნდა ასევე წარსულ დროში. მაგალითად, Anna had broken her hand in an accident, so she had to stay home for 3 weeks.
Note that past perfect is the past equivalent of the present perfect. She had broken her leg, so she could not walk. The action had broken happened in the past, and the result, couldn't walk, was visible in the past too. She has broken her leg, so she can't walk. The action has broken happened in the past, and the result, can't walk, is still visible in the present.
გახსოვდეთ, რომ წარსული სრული დრო არის აწმყო სრული დროის ეკვივალენტი ოღონდ წარსულ დროში. მაგალითად, მოცემული გვაქვს ორი წინადადება. She had broken her leg, so she could not walk. She has broken her leg, so she can't walk. პირველ წინადადებაში მოქმედება had broken მოხდა წარსულ დროში და მოქმედება couldn't walk გამოჩნდა ასევე წარსულ დროში. ხოლო მეორე წინადადებაში მოქმედება has broken მოხდა წარსულ დროში, ხოლო მოქმედება can't walk ახლაც ჩანს აწმყო დროში.
We use past perfect or past simple with before or after without any difference in meaning. For example, she left after she finished her work. She left after she had finished her work.
წარსულ სრულ დროსა და წარსულ მარტივ დროს შორის შინაარსობრივად სხვაობა არ არის შემდეგ წინადებულებთან before და after. მაგალითად, she left after she finished her work, and she left after she had finished her work.
We use past perfect with the following time expressions: before, after, already, for, since, just, till, until, when, by the time, never, etc. For example, I had locked the door before I left.
ჩვენ გამოვიყენებთ წარსულ სრულ დროს შემდეგ დროის აღნიშნულ სიტყვებთან before, after, already, for, since, just, till or until, when, by the time, never, etc. მაგალითად, I had locked the door before I left.
We form past perfect with auxiliary verb had plus past participle. For example, I had gone to shop before my mom arrived. Had she gone to shop before her mom arrived, she hadn't gone to the shop before her mom arrived.
იმისათვის რომ ვაწარმოოთ წარსული სრული დრო, ჩვენ გვჭირდება დამხმარე ზმნა heads, დამატებული ზმნის მესამე ფორმა, ანუ ნამყოს მიმღეობა. მაგალითად, I had gone to shop before my mom arrived. კითხოთ ფორმაში გვექნება had she gone to shop before her mom arrived, ხოლო უარყოფით ფორმაში გვექნება she hadn't gone to shop before her mom arrived.
So now let's go on to our grammar activity and put the verbs in the correct tense. Use past perfect or past simple.
ახლა კი გადავიდეთ გრამატიკის სავარჯიშოზე. ამ სავარჯიშოში მოცემულია წინადადებები, სადაც გამოტოვებულია ადგილები. გამოტოვებული ადგილების მაგიერ კი უნდა ჩავსვათ ზმნები, წარსულ მარტივ ან წარსულ სრულ დროში.
So, Sophie, we had already eaten when John blank home. So we have the verb to come.
So in this case, again, it's quite clear that it's a past perfect. We had already eaten when John came home. The first part of the sentence is given in the past perfect, and the second part of the sentence, of course, is given into past simple. We have two actions. One happened before another. Past perfect, in this case, shows the action that happened before the past simple action, before came.
And Julie was very pleased to see that John blanked the kitchen. And we have the verb to clean.
So again, in this case, Julie was very pleased to see that John had cleaned the kitchen. Previously, we had to put the verb into a past simple because we had already given the past perfect tense. In this case, in the first part of the sentence, past simple is given, and now we need to use past perfect. Again, we have two actions. One happened before another, and this is why we will have had cleaned the kitchen. Had added the third form of the verb, past participle, cleaned.
And then next, after arriving home, I realized I blank any milk. And the verb is to buy.
In this case, because it's clear that we need a negative sentence, we need to put the verb buy into past perfect negative form. After arriving home, I realized I hadn't bought any milk.
Yeah, good. And then when I opened the curtains, the sun was shining and the ground was white. It blank during the night. So the verb is to snow.
In this case, again, we need a past perfect. When I opened the curtains, the sun was shining and the ground was white. It had snowed during the night.
And we have Anna blank William last September. So we have the verb to meet.
So you probably remember that when we talked about past simple, we clearly said that when you know when action is completed, we always use past simple. And this is the example of this kind of situation. Anna met William last September. The action was completed at last September. We do not have two actions, and therefore we do not need past perfect.
And then lastly, I opened the fridge to find that someone blank all my chocolate. And the verb is to eat.
In this case, we have two actions. We have opened, which is in past simple, and now we need to put another verb, another action into a past perfect. Had eaten all my chocolate. I opened the fridge, first action, to find that someone had eaten. Had eaten, second action, all my chocolate.
So now let's go to the summary.
ახლა კი ერთად შევაჯამოთ დღევანდელი გაკვეთილი.
So first we had two sets of vocabulary that we discussed, and it was about friendships and what personalities make good friends. And then next we went to the reading section where we talked about why maybe friendships fail. And then lastly we had the grammar section talking about past perfect tense.
And now it's time to move to homework.
So for your homework, please write a short paragraph about your childhood friends.
საშინაო დავალებად გთხოვთ დაწერეთ მოკლე პარაგრაფი ბავშვობის მეგობრის შესახებ.
And please send your homework to the address on the screen.
დავალება შეგიძლიათ გამოაგზავნოთ ეკრანზე მითითებულ მისამართზე.
And also remember that we will have an example of the homework for you to have an idea what we want you to do.
მისამართი ასევე დაგხვდებათ დავალების ნიმუში, რომელიც შეგიძლიათ გამოიყენოთ. But now, unfortunately, I think it's time to say goodbye, isn't it?
I think it is.
But we are going to see them next time.
Of course we will.
So, see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.